Hello, friends. Welcome to Programming in Your Hands, Part 16. We are going to see about type conversion. There are more number of data types and there are categories too. So, if you take any data types in C or C++, we have it as primary, derived, and user defined. So, primary data types are the basic data types. For example, you have integer, character, boolean, float, double. All those are primary data types or basic data type. When I say derived data types, you have functions, arrays, pointers, all those are derived data types. And what is user defined data type? The user is going to define using something. So such data types, you call it as user defined data type. For example, you have classes, structures, union, enum, all those are user defined data types. Now if you take modifiers, you have signed, unsigned, long, short. When I say unsigned, it accepts only positive values. But when I say signed, it accepts both positive as well as the negative values. So in signed, you can have your integer, character, long, prefix, okay? And in unsigned, you can have your integer, character, short prefix. In long, you can have long int, short, long double, and in short, you can have short int. All those you call it as modifiers in C++. Okay. Now, these are the different data types you have. You have short int, the size occupied is 2 bytes. Unsigned short int, again 2 bytes. But if you take integer, it occupies 4 bytes. And if you take, for example, float, it occupies 4 bytes. Your character occupies 1 byte. Double occupies 8 bytes. So how can you find it out? You can write a program starting like int a, you can declare it, and you can just type cout size of a. This is an inbuilt function. So it gives out how many bytes is being occupied by this particular integer. So it will be displayed as 4. So everything you have to remember is it displays in the form of bytes. Okay. So now type bool. You have another type which is called as bool. There are two possible values. You have true or false. If it is true, the default value is 1. If it is false, the default value is 0. This is yet again a data type. You have certain escape sequences like new line slash n. If you type slash n like this, it comes to the next line. Signs comes to the next line. If you use slash t in between the computer and science, you can see some tab space. If you type computer slash a science, the computer will be printed first. You will hear a beep sound and then science will be printed. Similarly, backspace. If you are writing see out computer slash b science, you can see the display as compute science. R will be deleted. If you wanted to display in single quote, you can use a slash and a single quote so that it displays as such. Carriage written. So now here, slash R, it moves the cursor at the beginning of the line. You have form feed, which means it prints in the next paper. It leaves something blank and then it comes to the next paper. So this is how you can have different escape sequences happening. Okay. Now coming into the type conversion. Is it actually possible? Yes, it is possible. You have two different types. One you call it as implicit type conversion. You would have heard implicit obedience. A student implicitly obeys the staff or the teacher. That you call it as implicit obedience. If a teacher says you have to submit it within 5 o'clock, the student submits it by 5 o'clock, before 5 o'clock. That is implicit. Okay, that is, you call it as automatic type conversion. We'll see a few examples like that here. You have int x equal to 10, char y equals a. Now, you are trying to add this character with an integer. Is it possible? You may wonder, but it is actually possible because this y, the value of a is converted in the form of ASCII. So the ASCII value of a is 97. So 97 plus 10, x value is 10. So your display would be 107. Now float z equals x plus 1. What is the value of x? 10. Sorry, not 10. Here your x value has been changed to 107. So 107 plus 1. So actually you can see it is an integer. So now 107 plus 1 again is stored in z, which is a float. That is also possible. So see out, x is equal to the value of x is 107. Next line, y equal to the value of y is a, and z equal to 108. So this is how the implicit type conversion can be made. Okay, we'll see explicit type of conversion. So this is an explicit type where you have your x, the data type is going to be double, and I am trying to convert this double to int. Whenever I am trying to convert an integer to float, that is possible. But if I am trying to convert whatever is in the right to the left, okay, whatever is in the right is your source, and whatever is in the left, this is your destination. So I'm trying to convert a double to integer. I'm trying to degrade. That won't be possible. In that case, your compiler will accept whenever you use a bracket like this. Without a brackets, if you are trying to add x plus 1, it will not give you an output. So you have to convert it and then you have to add it, because you are storing it again in the form of integer. So this is explicit type conversion. So you have to mention, explicitly give some information to the compiler that this should be changed to this. So in this case, your sum value will be equal to 1 plus 1. Since you are telling it to display an integer in the form of integer, so 1.2 plus 1 gives you actually 2.2. Since it is stored in integer, it gives you an output of 2. This is explicit type conversion. Again, you have something which is called as casting, which is very important. So conversion using cast operator. Again, the same procedure. Here we are trying to convert a float which is on the right to integer. Again, I am trying to convert a float to an integer. Suppose I want to convert an int to float, that is possible. But if I am trying to convert a float to integer, I should explicitly give some instruction to the compiler. That is where your compiler will search for static underscore cast. It is a casting operator. So now static underscore cast, your destination is, it will convert it to integer, and f is nothing but your float value, that is 3.5. So 3.5 I am trying to convert to integer. Now see out b, which gives me a value of 3, not 3.5. So this is your casting using a conversion using casting operator. It is an example of explicit type of conversion. You can either give it in this fashion using static underscore cast, or you can also give it in the form of brackets like this. This is also possible. Okay. So now data type conversion. Suppose whatever we have seen are the change of or the conversion of data types within basic data types or primary data types. Now I'm trying to convert a basic data type to a user defined data type. In that case, the compiler will automatically search for a one argument constructor. Suppose I want to convert a user defined data type to a basic data type, the compiler will automatically search for a conversion operator. Okay, we'll see how it goes on with a simple program. This is a simple program. As all of us know, the compiler automatically comes to int main. You have strings, which is my class name, and you have an object called s1. Once the object is created, yes, the constructor will be called automatically. So it automatically calls the constructor You have something which is called as MSTR. So it checks what MSTR is. Yes, it is a character. Now SZ, again it checks and it knows that its value is 80. So now it is making everything null. Okay, and then it sees the closing bracket. It comes to the next line. It sees char mxstr equals welcome to. Now, what is char? Is it a primary data type or a user defined data type? Char is a primary data type. Okay. Now coming to the next line. S1 is equal to mxstr. What is mxstr? It is a primary data type. What is S1? It is an object. You are trying to convert a basic data type to a user defined data type because S1 is a user defined data and its type is your class name. So you are trying to convert a basic data type to a user defined data type. Yes, now it will search for a one argument constructor. It automatically comes to your one argument constructor. Now your CS is the value of mxstr. What is your mxstr? Welcome to. So welcome to is now stored in CS. Now what are you writing inside is your string copy. So CS is being copied to MSTR. So now your MSTR will have the value as welcome to. Okay, so now it sees the closing bracket, it comes to the next line, it sees s1 dot display, it directly goes to the display function. Now see out mstr, so what will be printed? Yes, welcome to will be printed. Okay, this welcome to will be printed now. Okay, so now after seeing this closing bracket, it comes to the next line. It sees strings s2 equal to. Again, here you can see a basic data type being converted to a user defined data type. Again, it goes to a one argument constructor. Your CS will have the value C++ programming. Now, this CS is copied to MSTR. Now, your MSTR will have the value C++ programming. Okay, now it sees the closing bracket. It comes to the next line. See out char star S2. Now what are you doing here? Always right to left. So whatever is on the right is being converted to left. That is user defined. You are trying to convert to a basic data type. How do I say S2 is user defined? Yes, you have strings S2. S2 is an object. So now S2 is converted, is to be converted to character. As all of us know, whenever you are trying to convert a user defined data type to a basic data type, your compiler will automatically search for a conversion operator, a keyword called operator, and whatever is in the destination. So now it automatically comes over here, it sees the keyword called operator, char star, then whatever is there will be displayed, return MSTR. What we had was C++ programming, so that will be displayed. So your output would be welcome to C++ programming. So what is to be understood here is two different things. One, whenever you are trying to convert a basic data type to a user defined data type, the compiler will search for a one argument constructor. Second, whenever you are trying to convert a user-defined data type to a basic data type, it automatically searches for a conversion operator. So hope you would have understood the concept of data type conversion. Thank you.